You might have Pokemon in your account that could be worth hundreds of dollars, and there are people out there that are actually buying them. Think of it like the Pokemon Go black market, where if you get caught selling, you get banned. That's because in the Niantic Terms of Service, it explicitly states that cheating includes but is not limited to any of the following behavior on your behalf or the behalf of others: selling or trading accounts, which definitely includes Pokemon. So in a world where selling Pokemon can get your entire account banned, how expensive are they actually going for? I also want to say that I in no way support this. It's against the rules, but it is extremely interesting. And today we're looking at some of the highest sales of singular Pokemon in Pokemon Go history, all happening on eBay. Starting with this $1,000 sale. Now, this isn't for one singular Pokemon. This is actually for an entire Pokemon Go account, which has a level 50 Zygarde, that's 100% IVs, which are 100% maxed out, which is crazy. Oh, and 100% IVs, which is insane. A Shadow Mewtwo that's apparently 100%, and 21 100% IV legendaries, plus 110 million Stardust. Well, when looking at my account, I only have this Zygarde, and it's not 100%, so I don't have that. But this sold for $1,000, which is crazy. So as you can see, people are paying for Pokemon Go accounts, but what about singular Pokemon, which is kind of what today's video is about? Say hello to the $650 shiny Nightcap Snorlax. Now, why is this Pokemon so expensive? It's because Snorlax with the cap was released back in 2023, and the only way to get it was by buying a Pokemon Go Plus and using it to track your sleep over the span of about 30 days, which took forever to do. Most people didn't do it even if they had the Pokemon Go Plus, and to buy the device, it was like 50 or 60 bucks. So it was kind of an expensive research, and the shiny odds were low, about 1 in 556. So to get the shiny, you'd have to get crazy lucky. Also because it was a research encounter, so you only got a couple of encounters. I have one in my account right here. It's not a shiny, and the IVs I think are like not great. So I haven't even done many of the Snorlax raids, or I'm sorry, researches. But if you got a shiny, it's selling for $650. Next is something that I actually have right here in my account. It is a shiny Las Vegas background Pokemon. As you can see, I actually got this from Las Vegas, and the background looks insane, but the sale actually happened on a Groudon for $650 as well. Yes, dude, somebody bought a $650 shiny Las Vegas catch card background Groudon. This was released during the Las Vegas Hoenn Tour in 2023, where Primal Groudon and Kyogre returned to raids. Obviously, they could be shiny, and a lot of people went for them, but the really rare things was the background, the catch card background, which was kind of a new concept in Pokemon Go and a new rarity concept. And obviously, the only way to get the Las Vegas background was by attending the event in Las Vegas and catching the shiny there. So this background, this specific background, will never come back in Pokemon Go history. So to have a shiny catch card background from Las Vegas is ridiculously rare, especially on Kyogre or Groudon, which are also useful Pokemon. And I have one right here. Next is this cutie right here, Pichu with a Christmas hat, but not just any Pichu. A $417 shiny Pichu with a Christmas hat. This Pokemon was released back in 2018 during the holiday event. It was in the 7-kilometer eggs with a hatch rate of 1 in 10 and a shiny rate of around 1 in 50, giving you about a 1 in 500 chance of getting the shiny. And since you could only open up 20 gifts a day at the time, getting enough 7-kilometer eggs to hatch this was extremely rare. And that's why this is one of the rarest Pichu costume shinies that have ever existed in Pokemon Go, and why it went for $417. So I do have the Pichu, just not the shiny. And then we've got it, one of the most iconic costume Pokemon in Pokemon Go history, Fragment Hat Pikachu, which sold shiny for $400. This is one of the most iconic Pokemon in the game in terms of rare costume shinies. It was released back in October of 2018. It was only available in the wild, and this Pokemon with the specific hat never came back to Pokemon Go. It was extremely rare at the time, continues to be extremely rare, and again, sold for $400, which is crazy. And I only have one in my entire account. It's a non-shiny. It was caught by me, and I will never ever trade it, even though it's not a shiny. Next is another Pikachu. It is the Rockstar Pikachu, released back at the Go Wild Area event and in Pokemon Go Fest 2021. And the only way to get this was by snapshot encounters, which was really, really hard to get. And again, you could only get it from these 2 events in the past. Who knows when this is coming back? I have some in my account. I just don't have a shiny. And the shiny sold for $355, and it was an auction, which means people were bidding against each other to get this shiny into their account, which is crazy. Next is a legendary and a really great one. It is the 2023 GoFest Osaka background Rayquaza. This one shiny sold for $350 because, like with the Las Vegas catch cards, you could only get this during GoFest Osaka in 2023. I do have one right here. It's not a shiny. I actually have 3 of them. None of them are shiny, unfortunately. So still very rare, and definitely I'm sure somebody would pay for these. I'm not going to sell them, obviously. But it's crazy that the shiny version is worth up to $350, and that's, again, because you'll never be able to get this catch card background ever again. And there was another sale for $350. There was an offer that was accepted, so it sold for under $350, but around $330, which was the shiny Cresselia from Osaka as well, which also came out during 2023 with the Osaka background. So that shiny sold for $330. Next up is the Witch Hat Pichu. As you can tell, there's a lot of costume Pokemon because these are super rare. The Witch Hat Pichu was shiny for the first time ever during the Halloween 2018 event, exclusive to eggs and a 1 in 500 shiny hatch rate. And it didn't return at all until 2024, where it was available in the eggs in the Halloween event. Which is kind of funny because if you look at this sale for $300 for the shiny, they bought this on October 21st, which was like a week before it came back for the first time ever in the eggs. So this is kind of a lesson that if you're gonna go and buy Pokemon you don't have, know that they might come back. Like, you could be wasting your money. But also at the same time, I mean, listen, I don't want to encourage this, but if you think about it, if you want to hatch this 1 in 500 out of eggs, you're probably spending more than $300 on hatching it. But again, this is against the rules. Next is one that I actually have. It is shiny Popstar Pikachu, which I did catch last year. Popstar Pikachu was available during the Go Wild Area Global event and the 2021 Pokemon Go Fest event. Like the Rockstar, you could only get this through certain snapshot encounters. You only got a couple of them per day. It was very hard to do, and you had to purchase a ticket to at least do the Go Wild Area event. And this one here sold shiny for $250, and I've got it in my account. Look, so cute. Next is a Pokemon I definitely do not have because I don't focus so much on PvP, but if you do, and you've been lucky enough to get the shiny Pikachu Libre, you're in luck. It was available shiny since January of 2020. It's been around for quite some time, but it's so hard to get because you have to reach the legend rank in the Go Battle League, which gives you an encounter with Pikachu Libre. You only get 1 encounter with it per season, and it is not a guaranteed shiny, which is why the shiny has sold for $205. That's crazy. Next, we have a GoFest exclusive. It's Galarian Zigzagoon shiny with the Meloetta hat, which was released during GoFest 2021 for only 2 days in the raids. It was extremely rare, very hard to get. I didn't get any, but if you got one, it sold for $200. That's crazy. Now is one of my favorite Pokemon ever released. It's this costume Gengar right here, which I did get a 100% IV of, but I couldn't quite get the shiny, which is unfortunate because it sold for $190. And that's because this was released during Halloween 2020 and it has never come back. It is super rare, super hard to get, and well, it's only accessible through trades, but this might come back one day. Oh, I finally get to flex this Pokemon. I flex it every once in a while. This is shiny Mimikyu Pikachu, one of my favorite personal Pokemon in my entire account, and one that's worth $180. One of the rarest ever released. This was only available in the Halloween event 2019 for 10 days, and it's never come back, but I did get the shiny. Speaking of shiny, I want to remind everybody that the Shiny Luck merch is only available until the end of January. The current release, I'll leave it linked in the description below, which is the patch hoodie, the red and the green one. It's like the little Shiny Luck badge t-shirts. It's the booster packs that you can rip open. We're only selling the Shiny Luck merch until the end of the month. Then this current line, our first run ever for the official Shiny Luck merch line, will be done. We're going to take all of it, we're going to auction all of it off and just completely liquidate the whole inventory, and it's going to be done and gone forever. So if you want some Shiny Luck merch, I'll leave a link in the description. It might be tagged on the video as well. Check it out before it's gone. This is one of the coolest Pokemon to ever be released. It is the Pikachu with an Umbreon hat. Now, it makes a lot of sense that this Pokemon sold for $150 shiny, and honestly, I'm surprised it's not more expensive because in the world of Pokemon cards, which is a completely separate world, Umbreon is one of the most hyped and expensive modern Pokemon cards in the entire franchise of Pokemon cards. So it's kind of crazy that it's only $150 for the Pokemon Go version of it. But either way, this Pokemon was released back in 2020, kind of during the lockdowns, and it was a celebration event where we got Charizard hat, the Umbreon hat, the Rayquaza hat, the Lucario hat. All of them are very rare. All of them are pretty expensive if you have the shiny, but the Umbreon, I think, is the most expensive at $150. Next is a Pokemon I don't have, and that's because it's the Fukuoka Wild Area 2024 Toxtricity with a background shiny for $150. It's kind of a lot of things to only sell for $150, especially compared to the other Pokemon and prices we've seen today. But this one, if you do have the catch card from this exclusive Japanese event, shiny, $150. Next is the shiny Gigantamax Charizard. I unfortunately only have a shiny Dynamax Charizard. I didn't get the Gigantamax, but this Gigantamax, which is also an extra small version, which is much more rare, sold for $130. These raids were extremely impossibly hard to take down, and they were only available from October 26th to the 27th in 2024, so you couldn't get it outside of that, which makes these so rare and why this is so expensive. Another catch card that's sold for quite a bit of money, shiny Rayquaza with the London background from GoFest 2023, which was for in-person raids only in London for GoFest. Obviously, shiny Rayquaza, everybody wants it. And this one was maxed out to level 50, which is kind of crazy, and sold for $125. This is one of my most proud Pokemon in the entire game. And for some reason, it's not level 50, but I think I'm waiting to level it or power it up because like I don't have much XL candy. So the next big event where we get XLs, I'll power it up because Charizard is one of the most expensive Pokemon in Pokemon Go history, selling for $120 because this isn't any Charizard, this is a clone Charizard, which were released back in August of 2020 during the Pokemon Day event. They're promotional Pokemon, which means they might never come back. And to this day, they haven't come back. And I have one, I think, right? I only have one clone Charizard in my entire account. I'll never trade it, I'll never sell it, but it did sell for $120. Then we've got the Sendai background Lunala for $120. This was released in Necrozma raids in Sendai GoFest 2024, which was really rare even though the first legendary you caught each day was guaranteed to have a location background. Or maybe it wasn't each day, maybe it was the first one throughout the entire event. But if you did get a Lunala, it sold for $120 with that Sendai exclusive background. Next is a Pokemon I wish I had. It's the Safari Hat Shiny Eevee. I do have a bunch of them actually that I got in 2023 in Seoul, South Korea with the very cool catch card background, but I never got the shiny because you could only get, I think, 10 encounters per day, if that. But if I got the shiny of this exact one with the soul background, it would sell for about $100. And that's because Safari Hat Eevee was released exclusively as part of the City Safari event starting in Seoul, South Korea in 2023, which I did go to and catch, just not the shiny. Now we've got another Pikachu, the Ash Hat Pikachu shiny, selling for $100. And it was only available for 48 hours shiny from April 1st to the 2nd in 2019. And you could only get it from photobomb encounters, really rare. Hence why it's $100. This one's crazy. It's a brand new Pokemon we just got in 2024 right here, Toxel, but shiny. It was released during the Wild Area event in 2024 exclusively in eggs. It's very hard to get, was very hard to get. The shiny is impossible and worth $91 apparently. So you can buy a shiny Toxel if you don't want to hatch it yourself. Then another catch card background. Obviously it's a lot of these ones, which is the shiny Palkia with the Los Angeles location card background. This was released during the Los Angeles tour event of 2024, where Palkia and Dialga were back with their exclusive Spatial Rend and Roar of Time moves, origin form that is. And the catch card could only be caught from in-person raids at Los Angeles. So if you were lucky enough, $90 for the catch. Then we've got this guy, the Rayquaza Hat Pikachu, so cool. Again, I did get the shiny, but if I did get the shiny, it'd go for about $75. And again, it's just because Umbreon is like the more hyped Pokemon in like the Pokemon market, that is, which is why Umbreon's more expensive than Rayquaza. Because for some of us, Rayquaza is way more exciting than Umbreon, but Umbreon is just more popular. And then just some quick honorable mentions, because this is kind of insane. But look at these sales happening October 2024, November 2024, so not like too long ago. This Pokemon Go level 50 account with 3,000 shinies, 10 legendary Shundos, I guess, and 154 million XP sold for $3,000. That is insane. And then another account, which is level 50 with, I think, what, 753 Shundos? Is that real? 1205 perfect, billion XP rare legend, whatever all of that means, sold for nearly $3,000 as well, $2,855 in an auction, 37 bids. That means people were auctioning, bidding against each other to buy this like maxed out Pokemon Go account for $3,000. Again, I do not recommend doing this. It is against the rules. I don't support this. I just find it absolutely fascinating, especially after 9 years of Pokemon Go gameplay, knowing what's in my account. And it looks like, unfortunately, most of the Pokemon that I have, I guess, aren't that expensive. But I wonder, are yours? Let me know in the comments, and check out the other videos on screen and the Shiny Luck merch in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.